Alright guys, so it's time to hit the gym, hitting legs today, and since my wrist is still struggling a bit, I'm doing an upper session, day off, legs, day off, upper session, day off. In from a few days ago when I met up with a good buddy of mine, John Irizarry. He's made like a full 180, but best of luck to you, John. Hope I see you soon, and hope you had fun in Denmark. I'll catch you guys in the gym after this intro clip. Where's that brace though? So enjoy guys, I'm gonna take you back a few days now. Let's ride. I get us some. Oh, look at that poor dog. What the fuck? What? How did that even happen? What? He's alive? Bro, I volunteer at the shelter now, and I see little dogs like that all the time. I've never seen anything like that. Poor puppy right there. On a lighter note, my buddy John and I of Fitness. He's in town right now, just stopping by on his way to Denmark. We're getting some food. He's done a little vegan eating, so we're gonna show you guys what we get, and then we'll pop back in a sec. When did you decide to go vegan, and I guess why? Because I know when I tried it was because I saw guys like Joey Carbstrong and like the Glucose Network, Abdullah, those Australian guys. Have you ever seen their YouTubes and shit? That's why I tried it.
Initially, it was just more so to like create more discipline with my diet, because I feel like I was just gone like so far.
Because you go from prep to like the opposite.
Well, just dude, because I was going through all the relationship stuff, and dude, I mean, I was literally going out every week. Friends were buying me drinks. I would go out to eat. I would fucking in and out at least once or twice a week.
Yeah. Well, what about bodybuilding? How has it affected your muscle and the protein intake and all that?
Man, obviously, if I would have remained on, then I feel like things would have been much different. Obviously,
true.
Much different.
Well, right. So you went vegan and also more natural, right?
100%.
What John did wasn't just an experiment, it was more of like a lifestyle change ×2. Yeah. As you guys know, the way we eat, the way we train, and everything, he kind of decided to do the opposite. And how did that work out for you?
I feel like it was really good. I mean, you know, people, you can take this for what it is, but like, you know, my digestion has been like, I feel like it's been superb. It's been the best I've ever, like, I don't know, I just feel more in tune with my body. Eating a lot of meat, like, I can feel that it just sits there in my gut. Yeah. And like, with this, I don't really have that.
It's not so bad.
No meat on this plate, boys. I mean, girls.
Got 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of beans, and
what's your diet like at your heaviest? Because if you guys don't know, John was IFBB Pro level, both in size and muscularity. So you can hear it right here from the horse's mouth what he was eating at 2.
Like my protein intake wasn't so high. Like I was only doing like 4 to 5 ounces in, like per meal.
Okay.
So of course, you know, I'd still have the typical like.
How many meals?
Style, 6 meals a day. Like 5 to 6. So if I'm moving around a lot, I was gonna be eating more.
Right. Well, what are your macros or calories or like size of the meals?
To be honest, I never really counted. To be honest, like I would actually almost binge a lot. Like, I would fast up until about noon, and then like I would eat my meals like that. So, like I hate feeling full. Like I really do. So like what I would do is like I would eat pretty decent like throughout the day, and just like keep the volume low. Right. And then my last meal of the day, bro, I go ham. Like I'd fucking have like pancakes, or you know, I would go out and go to In-N-Out. Yeah. And
you would stay fairly lean, even though the meal timing was whatever it was.
Yeah. Post workout, I would literally do 3 cups of rice with 5 ounces of chicken and some mixed vegetables. Pre-workout, I would do oats with not whey, but just like with egg whites. So I'll do oats and egg whites, or I would do the Rich Piana's real food. Yeah.
This is an example of the differences in dieting and the differences in genetics and what works for some people. So cookie cutter diets work, and they give you a baseline of what you're doing, but you would never assume that Jonathan would maybe eat like that given what other people tell you. So truth comes from the horse's mouth, not necessarily what you read online.
Food quality is the most important thing. Like, absolutely. So like when you're eating your meats and stuff, make sure the cuts are quality. You know, that's the route that you're obviously taking.
I agree.
Because it does make it.
And it makes sure you're cooking it well, like the right temperature, the right duration, everything.
All of it. Make sure that, you know, you're not overcooking it. That you're not allowing it to like be like we were talking about earlier, like super crispy, and basically causing more like carcinogenic.
Not burning the oil and stuff like that.
These like Is it once a week type of cheat meals?
Yeah, I don't make sure that it's once a week, but where my diet's set up now, it just happens to work out okay with like, I guess you could say I'm eating maintenance, but when I push the training and when I get tired, and if I get a big appetite, instead of finishing my meals for that day, I'll just be like, it's a good time to have a cheat. And then instead of eating 6 or 7 meals, I'll have 3 or 4, but one of them I'll eat whatever I want. So I don't plan for it, but it just works out a way to get in some extra calories without really going crazy. Yeah.
We are working on our people.
You're tracking your macros, dude. There's protein in your rice, there's protein in your vegetables.
So you're still getting
in all of it. So you're getting like 4 to 45 grams of protein per week.
For some metabolisms, I bet
I feel like you have to. Yeah, absolutely.
If I was 270, you could probably make a reality TV show on my eating. Milo seems like he knows his shit in a way. Maybe it's a little bro sciencey, but he seems to really know.
Well, he's like apparently the king of insulin. So he's able to, like, he got this kid fucking huge, bro. This
You want
kid
to try this or no?
Take a sip.
Peruvian's favorite, like famous soda, the Diet.
Oh, that's good. Not bad. I like this.
That's
I'm gonna take another sip.
I love it. It almost kind of has like a hint of a Rockstar Red Bull Monster.
Yeah.
It tastes like in that week programs, but like I talk to them like, how's your bench go? Super easy. I'm like, good. I take that into account. So I'm like, they did 145 for 3 triples really easy. I'm like, okay. So this week we'll do 3 sets of dumbbell press after. So we can just add more volume.
Yeah.
And like, it's effective. But I'm not just gonna be like, okay, add 5 pounds. Oh, you hit it, add 5 pounds. I'll get hurt. So once I'm over 10, I can't like. Alright guys, so the meal is done. We got our high carb meal in. We're spitting and wait for less.
Dude, I actually eat more calories now than I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Really? What's
like,
it
I
at?
literally have to, in order for me to just be able to maintain my weight, I have to eat about 4,000 calories a day.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And when you were 270, you're eating more, I guess, right? Or no?
I was eating less.
That's
I was
crazy.
eating probably closer to 3,000 calories. The food would just stay there. And dude, if I'm full, I'm not eating. So like, I have to like fucking let this food digest. Training's a lot different too. I'm training hard, but I'm training more with mental focus involved. So like, it'll be a lot more slow, controlled.
Yeah, once I got most of my mass, it's no longer fun to push like heavy because you don't get bigger. And you don't get bigger. You have to wait to get bigger.
You'll get stronger, but like build that strength and size over time. Work through the contraction and allow your form to remain the same, but just get stronger through that. I've been benching the same weight for like 2 years now, but I'm definitely getting bigger and stronger. It's like the way 235 felt 2 years ago for me, or 245. Now it's like, feels like, it's a lot of weight, but the way I put it through a range of motion with the contraction, it's like I'm doing twice as much work with the same weight. Exactly. And so I got bigger without having to just push my body. I would say, I don't know, sometime next year. Like, I really haven't pinpointed the exact date just yet, because I would like to compete somewhere earlier in the year. Who's going to be your coach? Myself. What else that I can hire that would help me do what I'm doing? I'm going to do raw vegan. It's going to be completely raw. I feel like I can definitely do it. And it's all about, just the discipline, that's not hard. Yeah. I think with the added supplements, I will have everything that I need. Yeah. Have some B vitamins, a little bit of creatine, some stuff like that in the red meat. But a lot of it is what's also injected into these animals too, is what you're receiving. Fighting an uphill battle regardless of what we do, guys. So it's been an interesting day talking with John about his diet. Definitely opening my eyes, because I'm really one-sided with how I feel, because my diet's working so well. Yeah. But like I said in the last video, guys, as soon as you think you know everything, you realize you know nothing. Who says that? Socrates? I don't know. Was it Socrates? I feel like it was Socrates. The one thing about gaining more knowledge is understanding that you, like you said, you literally know nothing. The spectrum is endless, man. I agree. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna leave his link in the description. And I just wanted to, we didn't plan to meet up to like vlog and film and work out. We just wanted to catch up and talk honestly about life. Yeah. Because aside from bodybuilding and fitness and gym, business, relationships, even where we're living, even who we're talking to, these things are, they happen to be very relevant in both of our lives. So give them a follow, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out.
Guys, what's going on? I actually just finished this leg session a few hours ago and it was a very interesting one, and we're just going to run through this, no edits or cuts or anything. So I hope you enjoy the voiceover, but before I get into the squatting stuff, I just want you to take notice of the form here, guys. If you're watching this video, please take away from it using good form. I'm using an isolation, 10 pounds, and you can see a full complete range of motion. And you can see a full contraction, and there's no momentum, there's no swinging. And guys, even on easy movements, just take them seriously and work hard. It's smart. All right, guys, so today I'm gonna work on the squat, and I think the reason my back gives out and takes over on my squat is because of weak quads. So I'm gonna pop in here, something I saw Mark Bell with a fellow strength athlete, world-class squatter, and I'm gonna take those tips because I'm usually a squatter who sits back immediately.
You're kind of doing this thing where you're artificially restricting your knee moving forward. So you're sitting like this. Right? And then what happens is, because your quads aren't doing anything, your low back or your upper back's going to round. I think you'd fix a lot of it by staying in the middle of your foot, descending as upright as possible by keeping your quads, your knee in front of you. Imagine that you push your knee into position like there's a wall in front. You push it into that wall and hold it against that wall until you come out of the hole. So I would come down mid-foot, my knee comes down, it stays forward, out of the hole. Here. Immediately.
So the sumos help me break at the knees and control my hips falling in. So I'm gonna work on it on the sumo, and then on the hack we're gonna kill quads. So let's get those quads strong. I wanna squat by the end of the year. Definitely a goal of mine to hit some squats, and I'm not gonna do it if I'm lifting with my posterior chain and shooting my hips back. So it's more of a knees forward, Olympic style, stay upright, keep the back out of it, and that's what we're working on today. So let's kill the hacks. Show you, break at the knees forward and then let your hips fall down in between you, kind of like you're taking a crap on the floor. But none of this ass sticking behind you. You want to just get your knees out of the way and then let your hips fall between your knees or between your feet. So check it out and watch that video too. Alright guys, so to the squatting, honestly that video, credit to Mark Bell, Max Aida I think was his name, just using a little bit of their clip links in the description because they teach it better than I do, and if you guys are watching me, maybe you don't have time to watch everything else on YouTube, but I happened upon that video in between my meal one and training, so it was like pretty long, 30 minutes or something, then I went and trained, and I got a lot out of it for my squat form. So the way I'm sumo squatting now is similar to how I do it, but I used to be such a back dominant squatter, posterior chain, like I would literally, not good morning it, but my back would just be almost parallel to the ground. I'm exaggerating, but you know when you see people just lean over so much. And the sumo immediately changed that, and I can't do that because it hurts my back. I'll feel like stress in my lower back. So I have to, like, you know, just go perfectly straight down like I'm doing, I don't even know, like a snat, I don't know, some sort of Olympic front squat. And I used to hate that technique, but now I'm realizing my quads are shit and they must just be really, really weak, and it makes complete sense to me. So yeah guys, just taking you through my warm-ups here. Obviously I did more volume than I showed you, but weak quads guys. So if you have weak quads, you're probably gonna be okay at deadlifting, and you're probably gonna be a posterior chain dominant squatter. And there's a difference between engaging your hamstring and glutes and just squatting with your ass and back. Now obviously, some of you might know, and many of us know in the lifting community by now, that a lot of us tend to be quad dominant, women specifically, or if we have weak legs, we definitely have a very weak hamstring and glute. And having a weak hamstring and glute destabilizes the knee from what I've heard. So if you can keep your hamstring and glute game strong while focusing on a more quad dominant squat, you're gonna be fine. And you're not gonna remove them from the movement, you're just gonna change the angle that you're using them. You won't overuse them, but you won't necessarily underuse them. You cannot underuse them unless you're doing some kooky ass shit on the hack squat maybe. But what I showed you there was a set with 2 plates, and actually a couple sets. I did 2 sets of like 6. Again, I wasn't trying to ego with reps like I was with 275. Now I'm just breaking at the knees and sitting down into the hole, which you guys saw in the previous sets. Again, I break at the knees forward to where I'm ready, and then I just pop down. And yeah, I'm not gonna start dive bombing anything, but I was really trying to emphasize getting my knee comfortable and then just falling in between it. So when I do get back to front squatting by the end of the year, hopefully that's my goal. Yes, my herniated disc is not 100% healed. If I went to deadlift 405 right now, without a warm-up, it would probably re-injure it severely. It's just how it is, how the cookie crumbles. I did do a drop set at the end and just burn out my quads, and guys, my quads were fried when I stretched them after. Like when I laid down to do my 15 minutes of stretching post-workout, which I always do, which I try to have my trainees do as well, guys. You need to please do that. It just helps so damn much. If you feel anything tired or you're second guessing your form, if you're putting in work and improving your flexibility and mobility, it's just gonna give you that much more peace of mind for the fact that your efforts are gonna be rewarded. Because you could try to squat better, but if your form or if your mobility and flexibility is still limiting you, you're screwed. So again, range of motion, contract, fully extend. It almost looks like I'm trying to do a leg extension at the end, and I wouldn't recommend pushing like that, but I'm just letting it open up and then I'm closing that bitch, and it feels so good. And I swear, guys, you can maintain all your size that you get from your big compounds, possibly even gain size by doing your isolations, but doing them correctly, and obviously still keeping some compound multi-joint movements in there. So you can see, I showed you guys about half the clips in normal speed, and we're back in normal speed, and you can see even as I'm reaching failure, the key is to fully extend my legs and then let the weight come all the way back down and fully extend. Now, I don't try to lock the joint excessively hard. I just try to finish contracting the muscles, and usually the joint goes to its locking position, but you don't hit the end range really. So it's kind of a little bit different. And that sums it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Please take something from this video. Please stop good morning your squats, because you're gonna f yourself up, I promise. Thanks, guys. Peace. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a little bit disappointing, but at least there's one blueberry left, because this combination right here, guys, is unbelievable.